All right. Would you rather I called you at 3 a.m. when I wake up from my recurring nightmare about you running the station into the ground?
Real Radio, 104.1. I'm Ed Till, and Kathy Willits and Jeff Willits here. We'll squeeze in one more call before we go, and I can't believe this hour went very quickly, and I want to thank you guys for a good time. Bill, you're on Real Radio, 104.1.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question.
Quickly.
I had heard information a couple of months ago when she was on Geraldo and Jeff was on Geraldo that they had been selling the video that they took them secretly, or that someone had taken down in Fort Lauderdale.
Whatever became of the...
That was one of the videotapes that I took, and the state attorney's office will sell you that. It's the Kathy and the vice mayor.
Oh, under the Freedom of Information Act, right? Because it became a court proceeding.
Record,
public record. Cool.
Yeah, they were selling it for $29.95, but yet Jeff went to prison for making it.
Hey, listen, guys, I want to thank you very much for making the time to come down here today. Tomorrow, Excitement Video. You can see Kathy and Jeff from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 1792 in Maitland. Video expose on Colonial Drive in Orlando from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. Thanks again. Moira has the news. The Phillips File is next with Jim Phillips, Ms. B, Drew, Moira, and you. We'll be back Monday right after Howard Stern Live.
WTKS Cocoa Beach, Orlando.
The Howard Stern Station.
Real Radio.
104.1.
Hi, another one of these fakakta copycat bomb scares, and it's going on in downtown Orlando. Are you listening? I'm Moira on Real Radio 104.1. Traffic and weather are coming up in 2 seconds. Hold the phone, Tootsie. Workers at the federal courthouse smack dab in downtown Orlando. They're standing outside twiddling their thumbs. The bomb squad had to evacuate after the post office delivered a package. It was supposed to go to the U.S. Attorney's office, but when they put it through the x-ray machine, they found that there were canisters attached to wires. Doesn't look good at all. So apparently they're going to decide what to do, whether they blow it up somewhere else, whatever. We'll keep you posted. Investigators are reportedly hunting for a second getaway car in the Oklahoma City bombing. A law enforcement source in Washington says this search stems from a missing Arizona license plate. Apparently it was registered to this suspect, Timothy McVeigh. The source says a videotape shows the exact same license plate appeared on 2 vehicles at the bomb site before the explosion. Neither is the Mercury Marquis that McVeigh was driving when he was arrested. We're still looking for this license tag. And despite the Oklahoma City bombing, there is some good news on the terrorism front, and that is that the trend for terrorism is down. That's according to the State Department, who says in a report released today that there's a 25% drop in terrorist acts around the world last year. In fact, the 321 terrorist attacks were the fewest in 23 years. So that's a mitzvah. It's a blessing. It's wonderful. A potential witness for O.J. Simpson is refusing to testify. A guy named Phil Coleman says the murder trial has become such a farce, such a 3-ring circus, such a big deal, he wants no part of it. Coleman claims to have seen racist behavior by this detective Mark Furman a couple of years ago. He also says other witnesses can back up his testimony. In a letter to the defense, this Coleman fella says he fears the circus-like atmosphere of Simpson's trial would trivialize what he calls his serious testimony, so he's not even going to play games. President Clinton says we owe every child, every single kinder in America, the best education possible. Clinton says America cannot be a great country unless we are all educated. He was speaking to present an award to the United States Teacher of the Year, who is a woman from Alaska who teaches in remote villages on Kodiak Island. As confirmation hearings approach, this Dr. Henry Foster, he is again in deep doo-doo. There's new debate about him. Abortion rights activists are the latest to weigh in on behalf of the obstetrician gynecologist. Kate Michelman of the National Abortion and Reproductive Action League says Foster opponents have only one cause in mind, which is lessening access to legal abortions. Have you ordered your Forrest Gump video yet? Paramount has shipped about 14 million copies. If they're all sold, Forrest Gump is going to be #1, the best-selling video that's not geared for children. The all-time leader is Lion King with 26 million copies sold. Do you have yours? Hakuna Matata. Traffic and weather coming up next. Real Radio 104.1. News time is 3:03.
We don't do this.
Now another 10 flame-throwing hits in a row.
Coming up, another 10 of your favorite soft hits.
10 conservative ideas. And we never play this. Because it makes you sick. This is what we do all week.
Howard Stern.
Thanks to your personality, I might never get another erection.
What kind of human being is against public broadcasting? You got to be a psychopath.
Passionful.
It's kind of an awkward situation if you think about it.
Awkward, but sounds like it also could be a very sexually exciting situation.
It doesn't get much better than this. Real Radio 104.1.
It's funny. Magic, as defined by Webster, is the art of producing special effects by superhuman means. I wonder if Webster had a ringside seat at the arena. Channel 6 News thought you might like to meet the women who've helped the Orlando Magic to be winners. You think Shaq's cool. Wait till you meet his mom.
When he comes through the doors of this house, he's not the superstar. He is just my son.
There's no place like home. Magic Women, tonight at 5 on Channel 6 News.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, Vietnam 20 years ago, Saigon was about to fall to the communists. Thousands of South Vietnamese stormed the American embassy hoping to escape. CBS News correspondent Bob Simon was there, but in the confusion, his report never aired. Now, for the first time, through sounds and pictures never seen before, the true story of those last desperate hours. Tonight, Bob Simon returns to Vietnam, a special report on the CBS Evening News.
There's a difference between being in the community and being part of the community. At the Courtesy Auto Group and Saturn of Orlando, we're part of it. That's why we created Courtesy on Wheels, the big old camper with all kinds of neat displays. So look for us all this week at the Orlando International Fringe Festival, or this weekend at SeaWorld, ballooning with the Audubon Society. And if you need a ride to these events, stop by Saturn of Orlando. Lease the new Saturn SL, just $198 per month, only 36 months. $1,000 down, total payment $71.28. See this Saturday's Orlando Sentinel for details.
Come on, baby, let's a good time roll. Roll all night long.
Real Radio 104.1. Fast Traffic.
Ho-hum Friday. An accident at Fuller's Cross in Ocoee, Apopka. Another at 436 in Piedmont, Wekiva. I-4 is busy through downtown. Delays around the 535 construction site. Protect your family on the road. Join the Amico Motor Club, the only emergency roadside assistance plan backed by Amico Experience. Call Olivia at 1-800-333-334-3300. Lots of threes there. I'm Justine Moody, Real Radio 104.1.
Well, we just found out that supposedly bomb thing at the federal courthouse, it was an answering machine. When it went through the x-ray machine, that's why they had all the fakakta wires. Not to worry, everything's all clear. The weather for Central Florida, it's going to be pretty schmutzy. Not too much promise today. I got news for you. It's going to be cloudy. There's another good chance, another rain showers coming through. Tomorrow, exactly the same deal, although the chance of rain is smaller than it was today. We're not going to wake up to that schmutzy weather again. Right now, it's 78 in downtown Orlando. That's the news, the traffic, and the weather. Just call me Moira.
This transmission and the content thereof is the exclusive property of Real Radio 104.1 FM. Any reproduction, duplication, or rebroadcast of any portion of this program is prohibited under the copyright laws of the United States without the written permission of Real Radio 104.1 FM. It will subject the offender to criminal and civil liability.
Oh, Mayor, baby, you were amazing. The way you relit those sparklers. Hoo-ha. You know, when I voted for you, I knew there was something crazy and animal-like about you. But we gotta keep this thing quiet, because Carmine would be pissed, you being his southern concubine and all. Thank God that moron Taft locked himself in my Yugo with the camcorder.
Taft. T-A-F-T, Taft.
Taft, what the hell are you doing in this bed? And where's the mayor?
She left. Bye-bye. Go on, run down the street naked. Oh, throw her behind.
Then who the hell was I grappling with when I said that the views and opinions heard on Real Radio 104.1 aren't those of press broadcasting, any of its affiliates, the Trenton Kiwanis, or the Carmine Fellabachi family?
Taft. T-A-F-T. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Holy crap! Oh, God, I feel so fluffy. But you know, Taft, you were pretty good with those sparklers.
Sparklers. Oh, sparklers. Ow, ow, ow.
You see? I would have passed out if I tried that. You want a job at Real Radio?
Russian bull, can't eat no more. Gotta like that.
Real Radio 104.1.
Gino, you look a little down in the mouth. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh, it ain't my mouth. It's my unit. My wife bought me this designer underwear, and now everything's all loose and stuff.
Uh-oh, Gino. Sounds like you got the boxer short blues.
Oh, my boxers, they leave me swinging. My guys ain't clinging to where they should
That was beautiful, but how am I supposed to fix my man?
With these
plastic underwear? Jeez, they look tight.
It's shrink-wrap skivvies, you moron. One sheet of pliable plastic and a high-powered blow dryer. And my guys stay nice and comfy.
Wow!
In my skivvies, my shrink-wrap skivvies, my privates stay so tight.
Whoa!
In my skivvies, my shrink-wrap skivvies, my unit feels so right.
Hey, Tommy! These shrink-wrap skivvies got my guys singing a new song.
Yeah, and wait till you see how the burning plastic smell drives the chicks wild.
Shrink-wrap skivvies, hot plastic panties that'll keep your guys secure.
Shrink-wrap underwear.
It's showtime!
There we go. How you doing? Glad to hear from you. 310 on Real Radio 104.1. Good afternoon, everybody. It's the start of the Phillips File for a Friday TGIF edition of the Phillips File for Friday, April 28th, 1995. Welcome aboard. My name is Jim Phillips, and along with the assistance of Ms. B and Drew, Moira doing the news. What we'll do this afternoon is listen to your stuff, respond. You'll respond to our stuff. It's just going to be a free-for-all. Whatever you want to talk about it, it's broadcasting's version of a smorgasbord. Whatever you want to throw out there for conversation, be our guest. Current events, news of the day, something going on in your personal life. You just need to tell us about something. You just want to shoot the breeze. It's okay with us because you'll be part of the most listened to, the most entertaining, the most popular radio program of its kind in the Sunshine State. If you're new to the program, just sit back for a while, listen, try to get a grip on what's going on, and then you'll fit right in. Let me give you some telephone numbers because you have a formal invitation to take part in this 4-hour stream of mental consciousness right here in Orlando. 647-1041. That's 647-1041. Long distance 1-800-443-1041, and that is a free phone call. That's a free long distance call. We'll pay for it. 1-800-443-1041. Quicker you call, the quicker you get to speak your piece, and that's all that we ask that you do, is speak your piece and let the chips fall where they may. The quicker you call, the quicker we get you on the air, and the lines are open right now, as a matter of fact. Just bear with us for a few minutes, and we'll throw a few things your way. If you want to respond to that, that's okay. There's no rule, there's no regulation, law, ordinance whatsoever that mandates you must talk about maybe something at the beginning of the program or a caller sets up for discussion. There are very few rules when it comes to this program, so word to the wise should be sufficient. Let's try to learn something new. Let's try to get your neighbors involved. How about that? Let's at least do that. A couple of chores to take care of, some homework to take care of. Of course, tomorrow is Fringe Toast down at the Fringe Festival. I'm still not quite sure what we're going to be doing, but yours truly and Ms. B and Moira will be down there at 9 o'clock in the morning on
serving it up. That's
Church
what we're
Street,
doing.
What, between Magnolia and Orange?
Right.
Correct.
Serving up what? French toast? Mm-hmm. Fringe toast?
Mm-hmm.
As part of the annual Fringe Festival downtown. I don't know if we're going to be cooking it or serving it or throwing it at you. I have no idea.
No, the folks from Planet Hollywood better be cooking it.
All right.
Else everybody else is going to be in trouble.
What's the price?
And we'll serve $3 in advance, and there are plenty of places downtown where you can purchase your ticket, either at the Fringe kiosk or
downtown.
Oh, other Ichiban and Katie O'Brien's. It's
Cafe Annie's, a bunch of places.
Yeah, a whole host of places. And $5, right at the door.
Is it all you can eat?
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
We're not sure of the details. We're working on it, though, back here.
I ain't serving nobody. I'll stand there, How you doing?
That's the whole point. You're supposed to be the waiter. You could be a waiter. Were you ever a waiter?
No, I would never be. I'm left-handed. Left-handers don't make good waiters at all because they can't write quick enough. It's true.
As long as you can read it, it doesn't matter.
I can't read it when I write that quickly.
Sometimes the chef needs to read it, too.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And what the hell is that? Hey, Phillips, get back to the kitchen. No, I would not be a good waiter. I don't know why some people accuse me of being defensive at times, and I just wouldn't be able to tolerate anything like that. Bitching about this, bitching about that. What do you got going Monday?
Oh, Monday I'll be down at Zuma Beach for the We Care Crisis Center benefit. Isn't that nice?
They're still open?
Yes, of course they're open and serving the public.
Not for long. Not by the way they look. Not for long. I give them a couple of more months. That's it. Anyway.
Oh, I thought he meant the We Care Crisis Center.
No, Zuma Beach.
Oh. Well, anyway, we'll be down. I'll be there as the host for the event. It starts at 7, costs $25. It goes to a great cause, but they're going to have a band, so we get to like schmooze and dance and press the flesh for a little while. Then we do a little bit of business. Then we do more schmoozing and.
They got food down there, you say? They got food?
Food and drink. And
all you can eat for $25?
No.
That's all we're looking for.
Cut that out.
All you can eat already.
Are you hungry?
I'm paying that kind of money. I'm looking for more than, a shot of Goldschlager. You know what I mean? And a live band. I want something to eat as well.
Well, this is to raise money for a charity.
Really?
Don't mess around. We'll fix you a sausage.
All right, who wants to tell us? There's some serious things to cover. We'll get into that as the afternoon wears on.
Oh, really?
Or in a few minutes. Who wants to tell the you can't speak Spanish in Connecticut
I vote
story?
for Miss B.
I do too.
All right, go ahead.
Who's the Carvel?
Headline. Do you have the copy in front of you?
No, I can't.
It doesn't matter.
You.
Carvel manager refused. All right, I'll read the story and y'all can comment.
Thanks.
If you speak Spanish, we don't want you in the state of Connecticut. Carvel manager refuses Spanish greeting on cake. Dateline, Southington, Connecticut. The manager of an ice cream store was suspended after refusing a request to write happy birthday in Spanish on a cake.
Ay, Dios mío.
Where are my glasses? Anna Dicklow.
Excuse me?
Oh.
Pardon me?
I said Anna Dicklow. Or maybe it's Anna Dicklow.
It sure is.
Had gone to the Carvel store Saturday to get an ice cream cake with a Spanish greeting for her father. Dicklow.
Huh?
Ain't her Dicklow?
Said she... Anyway, Anna Dick...
Sure her first name wasn't Ivana?
Come on.
Stop.
Sorry now.
All right, now you're screwing it up. Anyway, Anna Dicklow.
It sure is.
What do you want to say to Jen?
Oh, anyway, she's looking for... hell with this. You want to continue with this story?
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
Anyway,
just call her
she wants... Dicklow said she offered to spell it for the store manager, Fred Craig. She wanted happy birthday in Spanish on this ice cream cake at this Carvel store. And the manager, Craig, said, nope. Nope, this is America, and I'll only write it in English, end of quote. At first, Craig was unrepentant. I don't feel it's discriminatory. I was just stating my feelings, he told the Meriden Record Journal on Wednesday. But after his suspension without pay, pending a company investigation, he said he realized his comment was really stupid. So there you go. Anna Dicklow. Ivana Dicklow.
She got screwed.
Yeah.
It was funnier 10 minutes before the start of the program. What else is happening? Oh, Bobby Brown. We got a report that Bobby Brown, let's beat up some people down at Lake Buena Vista at Pleasure Island outside Mannequins fame. Apparently there is word that Bobby was engaged in some fisticuffs again last night. Well, anyway, that's what we hear. Up at Heroes. He was at the Heroes Thursday night extravaganza.
I'm really upset because I've been there 3 Thursdays in a row. And, of course, the one Thursday that I don't go, the natives get restless and people show out and cut up and act a fool. So I need to know. I just got word, though, that he was spotted at the Yacht and Beach Club. So he's over there, licking his wounds or getting a tan or
He's there now?
something. Yeah.
Getting a tan.
It's his prerogative.
But he was up at Heroes last night. That's the word.
Kicking somebody else's ass.
Kicking a brother's ass, maybe, huh?
He didn't get it all out of him the other night, I guess. So I need to know.
So if you're up at Heroes last night and you saw Bobby Brown beating up on somebody, let us know. Even if you weren't there, just call us and say you saw him up there beating up on somebody.
And if he, either way, we want to know.
Anyway, what else is happening? All right, on the serious side, of course, that you might want to comment. I mean, it's a free-for-all. It's a Friday. Anything you want to toss up for discussion, observation, whatever, it's okay with us. What else is going on? There's another move on the part of the Orange County Commission to grant themselves a pay increase every time, like twice a year. They try to slip it on us. So now there's another move within the Orange County Commission to raise commissioners' pay. It's now $25,000 and change. There's thought to raising it to maybe $56,000 and change. There's another proposal to raise Linda Chapin's salary by $20,000 to $99,000. Now, hold on. Regardless of any increase in pay for county commissioners, Linda Chapin is making what now? $79,000 a year?
That would be the math.
Let's round it off to $80,000 a year. That's not bad pay.
Yeah.
That's not a bad paycheck, $80,000 a year.
It's not a part-time job, is it? Is that considered a part-time work?
No, chairman is, I think, pretty much regarded as a full-time position, but county commissioners are not full-time. They may work 40 or 50 or 60 hours a week, but it's considered a part-time job. And so there's a move afoot to raise commissioners' pay, allowing them to decide whether they want to raise their own pay. There are about 5 different proposals on the board. One would raise commissioners to $56,000 a year, and the county chairman at $99,000 a year. Another would increase it would keep it only at a 3% increase. These guys knew exactly what county commissioners were making when they ran for office. They deserve no increase in pay. If they want to politic for a bigger increase in pay, they ought to do it come re-election time. They won't do that, though, when they're running for office, when they're running for re-election, because it's like stabbing themselves in the heart. Any politician in this town who runs for re-election with a plank in their platform that they want to raise their own pay, they're just not going to get reelected to office. But now that they're kind of midway through the elections, it's back on the boards again. What else is happening? This Sunday marks the 20th anniversary of the fall of Saigon and Vietnam, really the end of the Vietnam War. If anybody wants to talk about the legacy of that conflict, you'll see it spread all over TV starting Sunday, really starting today and into next week as well. Let's see. Oh, and scalping.
And hookers.
Yeah, we'll get to the hookers after a while. But, of course, the Magic begin their playoff drive tonight against Boston in the arena. Front page story in the Orlando Sentinel about scalping tickets. There is a state law, of course, that limits you when it comes to selling a ticket you might have, whether it's for the Magic, a regular season game, a playoff game, concert, whatever the case might be. Florida law prohibits selling tickets for more than $1 above the face value. You're caught violating that law, you can spend up to 60 days in jail and be fined $500. And one has to wonder why. What is the big deal? I don't. Now I can understand if somebody could get a hold of 300, 500 tickets or whatever, and then sell them. At this, sell them for 4 times what they were originally bought for. But once you hold a ticket, whether you're a season ticket holder, whether you got 2 tickets to an Eric Clapton concert, whatever the case might be, don't you think you ought to be able to sell it for whatever the market will bear, and that the state really has no business sticking its nose into that, for all intents and purposes, a contract for sale between you and another individual? I have yet to understand this. The only thing I can possibly think of is why there is a law that penalizes you for scalping a ticket is the state gets no cut of the action. You know as well as I do that if local government or the state could get a cut of the action, get some kind of sales tax off the resale of this ticket in a scalping operation, there'd be no problem with it. But essentially, nobody gets an extra bite of change out of this. Everybody's happy, aren't they? Let's take a concert, a very popular concert. The promoter's happy because he's going to fill the concert. He sold all his tickets. Okay, he sold 12,000 tickets to a particular concert. He's happy. The performers are happy. They're going to get their money. Everybody's happy. In this particular case, let's say the arena is filled. All right? But somebody says, well, I can't go. I don't want to go. I got something better. A better offer came along. So I'm going to take those, in this particular case, let's say $25 tickets, and try to sell them. See if the demand's out there. I'll sell them for $50. And if he can sell them, fine. If he can't, that's the way it goes. Now, I don't get it. Who's pissed off here? Who is so pissed off and angry and upset and out of joint that we've got to have this law penalizing people for scalping a ticket? Go figure. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Maybe you can figure it out. The only other thing we were going to toss out there today, of course, is prostitution. It's TV Sweeps Week. Channel 6 started a report last night, or at least had one report last night, about prostitution on the South Orange Blossom Trail. We're not going to get into whether they did a good job or a bad job, but really, once again, why? Why do we get so bent out of shape over something like this? Certainly, we don't want hookers. We don't want streetwalkers. We don't want prostitutes walking in front of our business, plying their trade, or in front of our homes. We all can understand that, but can't we just zone this? Why don't we just find an area and we'll put all the massage parlors and wash and wax places and hookers and, porno shops and everything else, and we'll just put it into that one section. Everybody knows where it is, what's going on. You don't want to go there, don't go there. You want to go there, fine and dandy.
Yeah, like in a big mall. Just a freak mall.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be very nice.
You could have everything.
Convenient parking, well-lit parking lots, a beautiful atmosphere.
But now they set up these police decoys, and if they nab you, they haul you out of the car, spread eagle, pat you down. Really give you a hard way to go. If nothing else, wouldn't it be, hey, nice and going, here's a $20 citation, you got $30 days to pay it, and if you don't, we're going to issue a bench warrant for your arrest, and you might have to do 2 weeks in jail. What is going on here? Isn't that a waste of police manpower? They got all of these people with these decoy operations going after these goofballs who just want a little action. Go figure. 326 on Real Radio 104.1. It's the Phillips File, a Friday edition. We invite you to jump on board. Virtually any direction you want to take us this afternoon, we'll follow you, as long as it has some kind of reason behind it. Of course, the boundaries that we apply to a reason are very far apart indeed. Well, Easter's over with. The holidays are over with. Your relatives have gone home. It's time to kind of kick back a little bit. You get in that mood for seafood, but you don't have to take your relatives anywhere. You don't have to entertain them. It's time to entertain yourself. You go to Shell's. And if you say, well, I just don't want to sit down, I'm very busy this weekend, why not think about a to-go order from Shell's? You can call ahead of time, or you can just stop on by. Shell's will put it in a box, put it in a bag. You can head home, back to your office, head over to the beach, whatever you want to do. You can call in your to-go order, and the folks at Shell's will prepare the same great foods that have earned Shell's the title of the Suncoast #1 seafood restaurant the past 8 years in a row at no extra charge. You're tired of the same old takeout pizza, chicken, burgers? Stop by Shell's tonight for a to-go order of great Florida seafood, or dine there if you want to. Shell's on Lee Road, a quarter mile west of I-4, in Altamonte Springs on 436, a quarter mile west of the 434-436 intersection, and in Winter Park on South Cimarron, just south of University. If you're looking for great casual seafood at dockside prices, you got to head for Shell's.
Hey, Billy, what are you doing?
I'm still making fringe toast.
You still mean French toast, don't you?
No, I mean fringe toast for the Saturday freaking fringe toast breakfast at the Fringe Festival.
Hey, wait a minute. Aren't those Real Radio morons doing this thing?
You got that. At Planet Hollywood, it's happening 9 to 11 a.m. downtown on Orange Avenue between Church and Pine.
Wow, any famous people gonna be there?
Oh, sure, you bet. Real Radio hosts, celebrity chefs, and fringe artists from all over the world.
Fringe artists? You mean fairies and puffy shirts?
Hey, I ain't talking about your relatives now.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, come on, lighten up. This is the freaking radio spot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Get your tickets at the Fringe kiosk or the restaurants they tell you to go to on Real Radio.
Oh, crap. That means I gotta listen to those.
Oh, that's right. It's $3 if you buy now, $5 day of the breakfast.
Oh, I can handle that.
If you ever stop playing pocket pool.
Hey, you got a problem?
No, you got a problem.
No, you got a problem.
No, you got a problem. You got a problem.
You got a problem.
The Fringe Toast Breakfast, Saturday morning from the Howard Stern Station. Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, Billy, what did you put in this coffee anyway?
Attention Central Florida. Last weekend, the response was so great, Sun State Ford has decided to do it again. Trade in your old vehicle for a brand new Ford and keep your payments the same. You heard it right. Drive a new Ford for the same monthly payment as your old trade-in. So hurry to Sun State Ford on West Colonial Drive. Get payments as low as $199 a month with no money down. Due to the success of last weekend, special arrangements have been made with Ford Motor Credit to offer you the lowest financing rate you've probably ever seen. 1.9%. You heard right. 1.9% APR financing for 48 months. A new Ford with the same payment you have right now. think a moment of brand new Ford from Sun State Ford and keep the same monthly payment you currently have. This weekend only at Sun State Ford on West Colonial Drive, a half-mile west of John Young Parkway. Sun State Ford, Florida's first choice for Ford.
1.9% on select models with 6 months or less remaining on trade-in may affect purchase plus tax, tag, and title.
It seems like everybody out there's got a $2.99 burger combo special. But the Super Burger Combo at Miami Subs Grill is really special.
Special? What's so special?
Well, for one thing, our burger is 5 ounces. That's 25% bigger than the Whopper and 56% bigger than the Big Mac. Our flame-broiled burger is cooked fresh to order. Comes on a bun that's baked fresh right here at Miami Subs Grill. And right now, you can get the Super Burger with seasoned fries and a 20-ounce refillable drink for just $2.99.
Gee, just asking.
The Super Burger at Miami Subs Grill. 25% bigger than the Whopper. 56% bigger than the Big Mac. Get it now with seasoned fries and refillable drink for just $2.99. The Super Burger Combo Special at Miami Subs Grill. The bigger, the better.
Real Radio 104.1. Fast traffic.
Friday. There's an accident on I-4 westbound of Michigan. I-4 westbound of Colonial. There's debris in the roadway. We don't know what it is. It's some kind of crap that's blocking the road. Also an accident being cleared from Fuller's Cross at Apopka. Now McDonald's Bacon Double Swiss Burger is just 99 cents. A hot, tempting Bacon Double Swiss, just 99 cents for a limited time. Hurry. Have you had your break today? I'm Justine Moody, Real Radio 104.1.
Real Radio 104.1.
3:31 on Real Radio 104.1. It's a Friday. Thank God, a Friday edition of the Phillips File. My name is Jim Phillips, along with Ms. B and Drew and Moira. Let's get to some of your phone calls, see what direction we might take this afternoon. What do you say? Mac, you're on Real Radio.
Hey, how about the nudity out at Playlinda Beach? Let's talk about it.
What about it?
What about it? How do you feel that the nudists, I don't have a problem with anybody going and getting nude, but they're coming down to where the families are, and you're getting like 50-year-old men stripping their clothes off in front of families. And I just feel like it's wrong for them to push their values on my kids.
I don't know if they're pushing their values on you. I know what you're saying. You feel it's inappropriate, and I might agree with you. But what are you going to do about it?
Well, it's got to...
Why don't you go up to them and tell... Huh?
If they would stay to the north end of the beach, it would be okay. But they're going beyond that line.
You said anything to them?
Everybody said anything to them, and it's gotten more vulgar. The lewd and lascivious acts... Have
you seen some lewd and lascivious acts at Playlinda Beach?
If you look at the...
Well, I don't go there, you know. I don't go to that section of the beach. I'm way down, like, near the first parking lot, because I don't want to drive that far. I'm asking you if you've seen anything.
Yes, the grown men just getting out, walking around naked in front of children, yes.
Well, that's not lewd and lascivious behavior.
If you had three...
Not lewd and lascivious well, I'm telling you, it's not lewd and lascivious behavior. In a court of law, that would not be considered lewd and lascivious behavior.
Okay, but all the
I mean, are they walking down, like 5 of them walking down the beach like, the elephants at the circus, each holding on to one another's, unit? Like at the elephant parade at the beach?
The elephant walk. 20 years, Jim, and I've never had a problem with anybody getting nude if that's what you want to do. There's a time and a place for everything. Go to the north section, but don't come down to where the families are, and they're coming down to like marker 6 and 7. You can't even go surfing without seeing somebody sit there and walking around nude. I don't have to see that, and they're infringing on my rights.
Your right to what?
My right to not have to look at them.
I don't know if that's written in the Constitution. I don't know. What are you talking about, your rights?
Why would I have to sit there and look at a 50-year-old?
No, you just said your rights, and I'm not quite sure what your rights are.
My rights are, I shouldn't have to have them impose their rights of walking around nude in front of me.
Why don't you just consider a right of privacy?
Okay.
Okay, good for you. Now we got it straight. 3:33 on Real Radio 104.1. Telephone number to dial 647-1041. That line is open if you want it. Long distance 1-800-443-1041. Mary, go ahead. You're on Real Radio.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Fine.
I have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah.
You said we're laid back and mellow. It's the weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to know why you hang up on people.
647-1041, the telephone number to dial. Chuck, you're on Real Radio. Chuck.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Not too bad, guy. You remember, must have been late November, early December last year, I called you about my daughter?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I found her.
You did?
I am right now standing in her front yard.
My goodness gracious. What was your concern? We've had a few calls like this since that time. It
had been 22 years since I found her, since I had last seen her. Her mother took off with her when we got a divorce and hid her. And, about 6 years ago I found her, and then I had heard through some friends that her mother had told her that I raped her mother.
Yeah, okay, I remember.
Product of rape and so on.
I remember the call now. So what happened? How did you get in contact with her?
Well, through a friend that I met who works for the school board. He knew somebody who knew her, and I guess they went and talked to her, and she agreed to talk to me, and we're starting to have a decent relationship.
Well, that's terrific. I'm glad to hear that. 3:35 on Real Radio, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. Tony on a cell phone, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to respond to the guy that was calling about Playa Linda Beach. Playa Linda has been known as a nudist beach for quite a while. And I say, if you don't like the nudity, stay the hell away from the beach, from that part of the beach.
That's just asinine. See, that doesn't win any. Nobody wins when you make a statement like that. You would admit at least that some people in the community, whether it's some people in the Central Florida community, consider nudity to be essentially inappropriate conduct. Can you at least admit that?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Well, then why don't the nudists stay up on the north end and leave the rest of the beach or the south end to people who don't want to put up with that? Now, what's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not. See what I hear from you? See, I'm getting a bad attitude now. I'm getting real pissed off because you're saying, well, I want to be nude and I want to be nude whatever I goddamn well please. That's what you're saying to me. Aren't you? Yeah, you are, aren't you? Height of conceit, that's what it is. I want to be nude, I want to go over I damn well please, and I don't care about anybody else. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Well, but how do you rate?
Get lost. 336 on Real Radio 104.1. See, it's those damn donuts. It's those damn white sugar donuts. I knew this was going to happen.
You're in a sourpuss mood today.
Well, look at this bonehead. Yeah, I want to go over there. I want to be nude wherever I want to be. I want to be nude. And if they don't like it, they can go home. How the hell with them?
Nobody wants to
born naked. Please.
Nobody wants to see your tuchus. I got news for you.
Yeah, go up there. Really, all you have to do is go over to Playa Linda Beach. I got news for you, folks. If you think you're going to go over there and really see a sight, you're going to get cured. Because about 99% of the people over there, you're thinking, I wish you'd put your clothes back on. 647-1041, the telephone number to dial.
Somebody else's too.
What? So cold, you all shriveled up.
Long distance, 1-800-443-1041. They don't like it when they go home. Please. Roger, you're on Real Radio.
Jim, how you been?
Pretty good. I'm feeling terrific.
I've got an old Revolution card here. Number 1427 is a cardboard one that you guys came out with. I was your cavalry chief.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years since I talked to you.
Sure has.
And tell me what's going on with the Revolution.
Nothing. Zip. It's over with. It's as dead as a doornail.
Dead as a doornail.
Yep.
Huh? Let me ask you something. How much?
That's a code, though. Don't you have your code book?
Oh, gee.
You didn't get your official Revolution code book.
No, it must have been, burned on the way in.
I just gave you a code. Now you won't be able to figure it out.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you something. How much is the parking ticket down there in Orlando these days? Do you know?
It depends where you park.
I got a fire lane ticket for $20. Thank you for asking.
Well, let me tell you something.
That's like $5 or $10. I think it's $10.
$5 if you pay it.
How come I pay $20?
That's a fire lane. That's
because you're in a fire lane. Thank you very much. If my business burned down, wouldn't I be a happy camper?
No, I haven't been in Orlando.
Wasn't that violated?
I got a job up here as a teacher. I'm a teacher at a private school.
Wasn't in front of a fire hydrant.
Hold on a minute, sir.
I wasn't in front of any such thing. I was over the little yellow line. I didn't like it. My tuchus was hanging over the yellow line.
You were on a fire lane. You
there
were
blocking. Stripes. I wasn't in front of the hydrant.
But her car is long.
Car, and it's a station wagon.
Hung over there.
There wasn't enough space. $20 I had to pay to these stinking people. Right outside here.
It's
I never
like a
get
big,
tickets.
thick yellow lines that says "Do not park."
It doesn't either.
It does.
I have to go out and
Sorry
look.
about that, Roger. What are fines down here? They're between $5 and $10.
$47 up here.
Where?
I was parked at a school parking lot.
Where? Altamonte Springs? Where are you?
Oh, no, in South Carolina.
Oh. Are you calling from South Carolina? You are?
I sure am.
What city?
Blackville. It's near Columbia. It's the state capital.
Wow.
Columbia.
Yeah.
The home of the Gamecocks.
Exactly. You've been there.
I've been there.
Oh, I'll be darned. And I was just a little bit over
Brianna Dicklow goes to
Maury
school.
there.
Huh?
Maura, and $47.
Oh, damn. It's 3:39 on Real Radio 104.1.
Nothing like a good start to set the stage for a great show.
Blast off.
You've hung up on the last 5 people. You've hung up on the last 7 people.
they've been so
You made a liar out of me.
They had it coming to them.
See? Here, Ms. B says, oh, he doesn't hang up on you. You must have the wrong show. It must be the guy
I
before
did not
you.
hang up on them.
You
I
hung up
simply
on this one and
disconnected.
that. Well, disconnected.
Oh, yes.
There's
There
a
is
big
a
difference.
There's a fine line there, but there's a line nonetheless.
When I consider a hang-up, I'm yelling and screaming at somebody, and then I end the conversation by hanging up. I didn't say yell and scream. I just disconnected the phone call. He had to say what he had to say, and we're going to move on to something else, for crying out loud.
It's your prerogative.
647-1041, the telephone number to dial. Mark, thanks for calling. You're on the Phillips file.
Hi, Jim. I was just calling to say, you guys were talking about Bobby Brown and staying at a Disney hotel. Well, he was at a Disney property, and he caused this fight, and evidently he's still there. Why didn't they give him the boot?
Well, I don't know the reason.
You know,
for
I
that.
mean...
Well, he hasn't been adjudicated guilty of anything. He's
They're
just
so
simply been
concerned
charged with a crime. What's he
how
guilty
guys
of?
perceive Disney and how we look and how cabs shouldn't have protection and stuff like that from yesterday. And we're on national TV.
Well, maybe they don't want to make a big deal out of it.
Well, it's on national TV. Entertainment Tonight's covering Bobby Brown.
Well, if it's on national TV, fine. But what I'm saying to you is maybe Disney, the Disney organization, does not want to make a big deal out of it.
Well, could be.
Yeah. All right. Moving right along. That line is open.
You need some chocolate cake?
Okay.
Just need some ice cream cake.
Oh, it's just I simply
Ice cream cake.
Oh, I like one of those jelly roll type things, you know, with the chocolate cake and the vanilla ice cream.
Damn.
Can you still get those?
Only at Carvel. Whoa.
Hold on a minute. What do
I
they
want to
want
know what they want to have to say. Hold
What
on.
an exclamation.
Well, we'll find out. We'll get back to you. Hold the phone.
What up?
No, turn the mic on. I want to know what. What is it?
I don't know. My goodness gracious.
Get out of here. I'll tell you all about it later. I'm talking to my, private
Contacts.
connection here.
Yeah, we got some contacts here. Oh, yeah, yeah.
341 on Real Radio 104.1. More of your phone calls right around the corner. I'll shake this off in a minute. I got to find some antidote for those damn donuts.
Ice cream cake, that's why.
Ice cream
cake is the antidote. You'll be boop right back up to where
I'd
you were.
love to have some ice cream cake. I love ice cream cake. I haven't had ice cream cake in years. But, I mean, I'm talking about the one that's rolled up.
I don't know about that kind.
Oh, I want that kind.
I'll take any kind. Ice cream cake in general is just good.
It's better than regular cake.
Sure is.
My daughter, my 5-year-old, when we go to parties, she says, isn't this ice cream cake? She's such a snob now.
I don't know, nope cake.
A what?
What is it, a nope? What do we call it?
Nope.
Nope cake.
Can you write happy birthday on these? Nope.
Nope. What did he want? Feliz Navidad or something?
Feliz cumpleaños.
What does that mean?
Happy birthday.
Happy toenails. What? No.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nope.
She wanted it in Spanish for her daddy, for her papa.
My papa, Nope.
And the guy just said what? What was his response? He said,
Nope.
Real
You live
smart.
in America, you write it in English.
You want Fudgy the scratch-ass baboon? I'll give you that. But no spick language, all right?
Whatever happened to that guy, Tom Carvel with the...
He died.
Oh, pardon me.
Oh, he went west.
OD'd on cookie pusses.
Too much cookie puss.
343 on Real Radio 104.1. Thinking about repairing or replacing your air conditioning or heating system? Hey, you call the ones who know. You call Airflow, serving all of Central Florida since 1958. Airflow has built a reputation as one of Florida's top heating and air conditioning companies. As a matter of fact, I had Airflow out to my place yesterday to look over a problem that was popping up with my AC system. Boom, Johnny on the spot, figured out what the hell was going on, and they got it going again. Thank you so very much. No complaints on my part. Airflow carries the complete line of Carrier products, the #1 manufacturer of air conditioning units in the world. They're offering rebates, by the way, of up to $400 when you replace your complete air conditioner or heat pump system, or turn in that old Energy Thief and replace it with a Carrier Weathermaker. You make no payments, you pay no interest for 6 months. Remember this, you can save Up to 60% on your monthly cooling costs with a Carrier Weathermaker, the world's most efficient air conditioner and heat pump. Call Airflow, your Carrier 5-star dealer. Here's the telephone number, 831-3600. 831-3600. Airflow, a company you can trust.
Real Radio 104.1. We're the station all the other radio guys listen to. Thanks.
Excuse me, fella.
Yeah?
Would you mind taking a little look-see inside of this can of Sherwin-Williams paint?
Okay.
Great. Now, do you see any people in there who are highly trained to answer any question you got?
I see blue paint.
Come on, look closer.
Okay.
Sherwin-Williams can match any color you want.
I see blue. Just blue.
Okay, tell me you don't see over 2,000 Sherwin-Williams stores. Come on.
Ooh, I am beginning to see something.
There you go.
I see
All
that
right.
this blue paint will look great on my living room walls.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so thick. Mind if I take this?
There's only one Sherwin-Williams paint and only one place to get it. Ask Sherwin-Williams, America's neighborhood place for paint. Call 1-800.
Think that they take this above and beyond because they sure as hell ain't making no mentorship grounds.
Mentorship. I don't know what you mean by that. What does that mean?
Role model?
Role model.
No, Bobby Brown's a role model. No, I don't. We shouldn't lay that trip on anybody. Bobby Brown is no more a role model than you or I am.
And I don't even think he proposes to be one.
Yeah,
I got a lot of kids who look up to me.
Well, that's their problem, and that is the problem of their parents. Bobby Brown has not asked to be a role model. Bobby Brown is an entertainer, and he is, and nobody should put him up on some kind of pedestal. He didn't ask for that. Yes. He simply entertains people.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's forget this role model crap. He is no more a role model than Shaq's a role model, or you're a role model, or Charles Barkley, or anybody else. That's one of the things wrong with this society. We take these people, and all of a sudden we declare, you're a role model. You're a role model for me. You're a role model for my children. Mm-hmm. And they say, what are you talking about? I dribble a basketball for a living. What are you talking about? I'm an actor. Why should I be a role model for you or anybody else? I'm going to try to be the best individual I can. I'm going to try to be the best citizen I can, just because that's the way that I was brought up. But don't consider me a role model for anything.
As soon as Bobby puts out a song that says, "I want to be a role model,"
yeah, I am your role model. As soon as he does that, then we'll think about it. All right. I am your tenderoni role model.
No, if you have children, then you be their role model. Don't hold anyone else accountable for, their actions, and you can drink all the liquor you want and, pee in the street, but Bobby Brown can't because he's a role model. Give me a break.
Yeah, please. Role model. Where did that all come from? Where did that all come? What a myth that is.
Well, that's just putting the responsibility on someone else.
Well, we are so goofy and stupid, and O.J. he didn't do it, and I don't even believe he was a wife beater, even though you got evidence to prove it. Then the thing about Michael Jackson, I know Michael Jackson would never molest little children. And we said, you don't know anything about Michael Jackson. The only thing you know about Michael Jackson is what his publicity agents put out, what his PR mill puts out. That's the only thing you know about Michael Jackson.
And that he has a new CD coming out, a double one, that's going to cost $33, $35. Oh, my God.
Yeah, black or white. I like them real tight. 442 on Real Radio 104.1. If you're hungry for seafood, you got to stop in at Shell's. You can stay there and eat, or you can get a to-go order. Why not? And no extra charge, I might add. Really, call ahead. Put together an order, stop by and pick it up, or just stop by and say, I'll take this and this and this, and I'm going to take it home. They'll put it in a box, put it in a bag, at no extra charge to you. You're about to plan dinner, the kids want this, somebody else wants that. Well, you can stop by Shell's and put it all together. Tired of the same old takeout pizza, you're tired of the chicken, you're tired of the burgers, well, call or stop by Shell's tonight for a to-go order of great Florida seafood. Great Florida seafood at dockside prices. It doesn't get any better than Shell's. There's the Shell's on Lee Road, a quarter mile west of I-4, and Altamonte Springs on 436, a quarter mile west of the 434-436 intersection, and in Winter Park on South Cimarron, just south of University. How about that to-go order from Shell's? If you're looking for great casual seafood at dockside prices, you got to head for Shell's.
In the beginning, God created morning radio. Then he said, this sucks. Bring on Stern.
I think the people ought to control the airwaves. Put the people up on the microphone there and let the people say, who should control the airwaves? We live in a free society, and as soon as people start telling other people what they can listen to and read, I would like to see some of the members of the press come out and understand that concept. They seem to have trouble with it. They're not sure where they stand on that. I can't believe it.
What happened?
No.
Howard Stern, tomorrow morning on Real Radio 104.1.
Excuse me, fella.
Yeah?
Would you mind taking a little look-see inside of this can of Sherwin-Williams paint?
Okay.
Great. Now, do you see any people in there who are highly trained to answer any question you got?
I see blue paint.
Come on, look closer.
Okay.
Sherwin-Williams can match any color you want.
I see blue, just blue.
Okay, tell me you don't see over 2,000 Sherwin-Williams stores. Come on.
Ooh, I am beginning to see something.
There you go.
I see
All
that
right.
this blue paint will look great on my living room wall.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so thick. Mind if I take this?
There's only one Sherwin-Williams paint and only one place to get it. Ask Sherwin-Williams, America's neighborhood place for paint. Call 1-800-4SHERWIN. Ed here is having a nightmare. He just finished painting his house, but now Ed wonders, did I buy the best paint? Will it crack? Peel? What'll the neighbors think? But Ed can rest easy. He used Sherwin-Williams Super Paint Exterior House Paint with a 20-year guarantee. So this is one nightmare old Eddie will never have. Honey, doesn't the house look great? There's only one Super Paint House Paint and only one place to get it. Ask Sherwin-Williams, America's neighborhood place for paint. Call 1-800-4SHERWIN. Now, give your house a whole new look. Save on Super Paint during our new look sale.
Tonight on ABC, America's favorite lawyer is back in an all-new 2-hour Matlock. Tonight,
cross-dressing is almost a lost art.
A very quirky FBI agent leads Matlock into a world of bank heists and murder. When the agent gets framed, Matlock gets the picture.
You would have made a fine FBI agent. No, I don't like to wear dresses.
Andy Griffith stars as Matlock tonight, only on ABC.
Then stay tuned for Day One, followed by Eyewitness News tonight at 11 p.m. only on WFTV Channel 9. Tonight at 11 p.m. on Channel 9's Eyewitness News. They live in the woods near our schools and our neighborhoods. They have no electricity, no running water, and no steady jobs. In an Eyewitness News special report, Channel 9's Jack Ambrick takes you into transient camps where homeless men survive. Hear why they choose to live here instead of seeking refuge from local homeless shelters. Where are these camps? And are the men who live in here a threat to you and your family? Tonight at 11 p.m. on Channel 9's Eyewitness News. Coverage you can count on from Central Florida's news leader.
Real Radio 104.1. Fast traffic.
An accident is reported on East Colonial Drive at the Yukon Trail. One being cleared from 434, about a mile west of 419. I-4 eastbound. The delays start about 1 mile west of the John Young Parkway and run all the way up to Lee Road. Corporate dreams and individuals are welcome to join the 5K corporate run presented by AvMed Health Plan on June 1st at Harbor Island. For more information, call 305-666-RACE. That's 305-666-RACE. I'm Justine Moody, Real Radio 104.1.
Real Radio 104.1.
446 on Real Radio 104.1. Thanks to Border Cantina in Winter Park on Park Avenue in the old Colony Theater building for coming by for snack time this afternoon. Really, they weren't scheduled. They heard our cry. We had nobody scheduled today. They put it all together. We got like a truckload of quesadillas. Chicken, cheese, beef and cheese, just cheese, terrific stuff. And some other things as well. If you have the opportunity, stop by Border Cantina in Winter Park, and their margaritas are out of this world, by the way. 446 on Real Radio 104.1. Let's get back to your phone calls. It's a Thursday edition of the Phillips File. Glenway, go ahead.
Yeah, Jim, really enjoy your show. First-time caller. Got one thing on my mind, this Connie Chung thing. It wasn't that long ago that she pulled that little stunt with Newt Gingrich's mother, which, the microphone isn't on thing, and now this. I was just wondering what you thought about that. If you'd think her superiors would get on her a little bit, or do you think it's good for her ratings?
Well, I don't know if it's good for her ratings or not, but this foolishness that she pulled with this assistant fire chief, and, this is a case, I think, of her opening her mouth and not even realizing what she was saying, but the way it came across is, you yahoos, is this job too big for you bunch of hayseed Okies? That's the way it came across. She probably didn't even realize she sounded like that until it was brought to her attention. I'm not a big fan of Connie Chung anymore. I used to be. And for one reason or another, I'm just not a big fan of hers. I like Dan Rather much better. And Dan Rather would have done a better job in Oklahoma City than Connie Chung, because that's where Dan Rather shines. He is an experienced field reporter. And that's where he should have been. But they said, no, we already got Connie going to Oklahoma City, Dan, so you go to New York.
I agree with you 100%.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
Just like the thing with, like I say, with the microphone isn't on thing. I mean, most people,
Yeah, she's screwed up
most
there.
people, an old person like that would probably believe it, but it sure wasn't the thing to do.
Well, off the record is off the record, and off the record means you don't tell anybody else. And she
Right.
crossed the line of journalistic ethics there. There's no question about it, at least in my opinion.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
Okay, see you. 448 on Real Radio. If you're saying, what are you talking about? Connie Chung, of course, with CBS in Oklahoma City, covering the bombing tragedy, the bombing story. She's questioning a fire official on camera, and she says, can you handle this? I know you're doing a great job, but it's extraordinarily difficult. Translation, you think a bunch of Okies can handle this job, or maybe we ought to bring in the NY fire department to really show you guys how it's done, huh? And, of course, the fire official should have said, well, we'll get back to the debris and save the injured when we get through sticking a roll of Mugu Gai Pan right up your ass. And say a little Maury. Can you handle this? No, we can't. Help. We don't know what we're doing. Wouldn't it be great? You know, if they've just had it up to here, they've been stressed out for a few days, they just can't, you know, they're at wit's end. Working 12, 16 hours a day to clear this debris, to try to get to the injured, to try to rescue anybody who might be alive. If they just, no, we can't handle it. No, sorry. Why don't you, here's a shovel, Connie. You go in and start digging. It's 449 on Real Radio 104.1.
You go in and start digging.
He's not ready. Sorry. Talk to him. Give him the 411, will you? Todd, go ahead. You're on Real Radio.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Before I get to what I want to talk about, I just want to know your opinion on what a role model is.
I'm not sure what a role model is. You tell me, and let me see if I agree with it.
Well, I don't really have an opinion. I kind of have one until I just heard you talking about it a second ago.
I think a role model is essentially a person who elicits some kind of a sense of ethics and principles and morality, who is out there as a teacher, who can teach us the difference between good and bad and good and evil. And I think essentially the only role models we should have are probably someone associated possibly with a faith, a spiritual belief that we might have, our parents, members of our family, and that's about it. I don't know if we should put anybody else in the position of being a role model.
Okay, good thought there. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. At first I kind of thought that famous people or people that you see a lot of should be role models, but then when you were talking about it just a second ago, I kind of changed my opinion. I think there are a lot of people who have that opinion that people who are famous for one reason or another ought to be a role model. Well, why? I've yet to understand that. I don't think that.
I might have believed the same way up until, well, several years ago until I thought better. I mean, why? Because some guy can hit the baseball out of a park. You ought to be a role model for me or my kids?
Yeah.
Why?
Not necessarily.
Especially when we don't know anything about that person. I mean, somebody might say, well, Colin Powell ought to be a role model. Well, why? I don't know anything about Colin Powell. I probably know more than the average Joe on the street, but that doesn't mean because he's a great soldier that I want him to be a role model. I don't know anything about him. Right. What he does in the privacy of his own home, or, you know, for all I know, he might be a real nose picker. He might be a bigoted, nose-picking, dirt-stomping. I doubt that, but I don't know is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, what I want to talk about is...
647-1041 is the telephone number to dial. Long distance, 1-800-443-1041. Jim on a cell phone.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, I travel Orlando every morning from DeLand, and I wonder when they're going to have those yellow signs that they just spent $1 million on. What are they going to say? Are they going to direct traffic, or what are they going to do?
They'll give you information about trouble that might be up ahead.
Well, when's that going to happen?
Well, when they get all the signs installed along I-4 from Daytona Beach down into Tampa.
Oh, then no one knows what's happening there yet. They're not done?
No, they're not completed wiring them all up and getting them all erected. As soon as they're all erected and wired, then they will be turned on and message. I think they're going to broadcast this show is what they're going to do.
That's very interesting. Maybe it'll show your picture on there, too. I just wanted to...
do you talk about a number of accidents then?
Oh, my God. I was in that one last week at Lake Mary. It took me 2 hours to get to work.
Gotcha.
It usually takes me 45 minutes. Jim, I enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking my call.
We appreciate it. Okay, you got it. 452 on Real Radio 104.1. Telephone number to dial is 647-1041. Long distance, a 1-800-443-1041. Border Cantina stopped by for snack time this afternoon, and we appreciate that very much. And, hey, they weren't even scheduled. As a matter of fact, we were snackless there for a while, and Border Cantina said, hey, we'll come to our rescue. And in return, we'd like to say to you, stop by Border Cantina and try some of their authentic south-of-the-border cuisine. Today we had a whole bunch of quesadillas, which are they're like tortillas that are rolled over, flipped over, and filled with cheese and chicken and beef, and they're outrageous. They're very good. All your favorites at Border Cantina, the best rellenos in town. Border Cantina features daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, starting at just $4.95. They got great drink specials Sunday through Thursday, dollar mugs. Thursday night is Margarita Madness. Border Cantina now has the frequent diner card. You buy 10 lunches, you get one free, and guess what? Monday is Double Punch Monday. Conveniently located on Park Avenue on the third floor of the historic Colony Theater building in Winter Park. Wheelchair access is available. Don't forget to stop by the Border Cantina in Oviedo. It's a mile north of the UCF campus on Alafaya Trail in the University Palms Plaza. If you're looking for genuine south-of-the-border cuisine, you need to head for Border Cantina.
Real Radio 104.1. We never perform cavity searches unless it's absolutely necessary.
Tonight at 11 on the 2 News Night Beat. Is your boss a screamer or a backstabber? Maybe they're a procrastinator. If your boss is making your life tough, then watch 2 News tonight at 11. We'll teach you techniques that you can use to manage any difficult employer. First, we'll tell you how to determine what kind of boss you've got. Then we'll tell you how to handle them so they don't make your life a nightmare. So you hate your boss. A special series tonight at 11 on the 2 News Night Beat.
Coming up on Entertainment Tonight,
Sandra Bullock shuts down the streets of San Francisco in a daring 4-star stunt for her new film, Vanette. Sandra risks her life exclusively for the ET cameras. Then, it's off to the tropics to work up a sweat with supermodel Rachel Hunter. Find out the exclusive secrets that give Rod Stewart's sexy wife the hottest legs in town. Plus, what do Mel Gibson and Disney's Pocahontas have in common? Find out on the next Entertainment Tonight.
That's Entertainment Tonight at 7:30 on Channel 2, WESH-TV.
The following cashback offers good with or without a trade-in. Cashback limited to vehicles in the new car showroom display area. Example stock numbers on cashback are 2858 truck, 2421 Corolla, and on price offers 6235 Corolla and 1551 Camry.
No, you don't want to be where you are. You want to be out here where we are. If you need a new car, if you've even thought about buying a car, a Toyota car, truck, or van, you need to stop what you're doing. Get out here during the county-wide Toyota sell-off. The biggest sell-off this year. Listen, the selected location is right here at Toyota Land in Longwood. They're offering you $3,000 cash back on every Camry, every Corolla, every truck in the new car showroom display area. $3,000 cash back with or without a trade, but $3,000 cash back no matter what shape your trade is in. No matter what kind of clunker you've got to get $3,000 cash back. No matter how bad a shape your trade is in, $3,000 cash back. The county-wide Toyota sell-off, the selected location, Toyota Land, right here in Longwood. Come on down.
Joseph A. Bank Clothiers presents more wisdom on how to dress. Okay, so you waited to buy a suit. You waited for Jupiter to align with Mars. Waited for America to convert to the metric system. Waited until the cows came home. Well, let me offer you some advice. Stop waiting, as in now. During Joseph A. Bank's Spring All Suit Sale, every suit in the store is on sale. Like our benchmark suit, handcrafted fashion, that's also wrinkle resistant. It's supposed to be $275, but it's only $199. Even our premier suit, the finest suit we make, best fabrics, best detailing, best of everything, even buttons. Regularly, $425 is only $299. Our Spring All Suit Sale. Joseph Bank suits for as little as $199, the sale you waited for. Or to be exact, you waited and waited for. Stop waiting. Joseph A. Bank's All Suit Sale is on now, but pretty soon it's over. And then you have to start waiting again.
Right off Interstate 4 at exit 49 at the Longwood Village Shops.
Real Radio 104.1.
4:57 on Real Radio 104.1. News at the top of the hour with Moira. Let's get back to your phone calls. Andrew, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Jim, hi again.
Long distance, 1-800-443-1041. Vincent, you're on the air.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Pretty good. Long distance, 1-800-443-1041. You can fax us at 647-4139.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm sitting watching my video of my jump.
How'd it go?
Holy mackerel, man! What an experience! I got to tell you something though. I freaked out a little bit because I didn't like you're dropping at 120 miles an hour. It's like sticking your head out the window when you're going 120 miles an hour out of in a car.
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't breathe. I was freaking out.
Were you hyperventilating?
No, I just couldn't breathe. I was like, because then you get the wind blowing in your face at 100. It's like you ever stick your head out the
plenty of people can breathe on 120 mile an hour wind. I think you were hyperventilating. You were nervous. Who'd you jump with?
That might have been it.
Who'd you jump with?
But it kind of. But then once the chute opened up, and I watched the tape and I timed it. We were free falling for like 50 seconds. And Jesus Christ, I got to tell you something right now, man. You talk about a bolt of energy. Wow,
Hey.
you did it,
Twice.
How did you breathe?
Through my nose and through my mouth. Who did you jump with?
A guy named Pine.
Pine?
Yeah, a little guy that's really, really built. He's built like a brick house.
Did Mrs. Maytag jump?
No.
Did she go with you?
Yes.
Why didn't she jump?
Because she didn't want both of us to jump in case something happened. We'd leave the kids all alone.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna see. Yeah, okay.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, God, I don't know if I could do. We actually, when we were, everybody lands by on their feet, like kind of running. And
right.
Everybody landed really, really smooth all day long. But leave it Murphy's Law. When we came down, we what do they call when you?
Did you belly flop?
No, I
land on your ass.
Right on my butt.
Yeah.
Right on my ass.
Yeah.
Me and Pine, the guy, the jump master, because as we were coming down. We were just ready to land. Everything was perfect, but a breeze caught the parachute and carried us further than we.
Yeah, don't worry about it. They're used to it.
Yeah, the boom, right on my tailbone, man.
So you're going to take lessons? What are you going to do now?
No, I don't know.
Thinking about it, aren't you?
I don't know, man.
You are.
No, that freaky feeling of not being able to breathe, I didn't like. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it, but not enough to have me go any farther.
Yeah, it's like $900, man. I mean, I would love to try to do it on my own, but that it costs you almost $1,000. That would be a lot of fun. But
yeah, and then you got to buy a parachute too.
You got to buy all that equipment.
Can't
right?
get that at Kmart.
Anyways, but I wanted to thank you for turning me on.
Sure.
Because it was a real blast. As a matter of fact, I'm still really, really pumped.
I know, been there. If you feel like you can walk through walls. I got to run, Brian.
Later, dude.
Thanks. See you. 5 o'clock on Real Radio 104.1. Telephone number to dial 647-1041. Bill on a cell phone.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Fine, thank you for asking.
Little insight on this Bobby Brown deal.
Yeah.
I'm a tour bus driver. I had him out for a year and a half. His dad used to come out all the time to the tours and pick up little girls, and his bodyguard thugs would beat him up. And this used to go on all the time, so this ain't the first time it happened.
Okay, I take it for whatever that's worth. I appreciate it. Let's get an update on current events, and we'll get back to your phone calls. A couple of lines are open, by the way. It's the Phillips File, Thursday edition, 5:01 on Real Radio 104.1.
WTKS Cocoa Beach, Orlando.
The Howard Stern Station.
Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, the hunt is going on for this John Doe number 2. They're looking for him. They're looking for a license plate. You don't want to know. Are you listening? I'm Moira on Real Radio 104.1. Traffic and weather are coming up in 2 seconds. Hold the phone, Tootsie. This license plate is the latest object of a public appeal. They're begging, they're kvetching, they're whining. The FBI says you must look around. It's an Arizona tag, and it's got the number LZC 646. All right, now that's it. You know it. Look out. It's Arizona. Now, special agents say it may have fallen off the car of this bombing suspect, Timothy Oivey. When McVeigh picked up the day of the bombing, his car was missing his license tag. Nobody found it. The Arizona records show it belonged to a 1983 Pontiac station wagon, registered to McVeigh. A North Carolina man has pleaded guilty to killing Michael Jordan's dad. 19-year-old Larry DeMary entered the plea today to first-degree murder and some other charges stemming from the slaying of James Jordan. This all happened in July of 93. Remember, he was shot to death as he was napping in his car just south of Lumberton, North Carolina. Very bad news. The government is reporting today, this is also very bad, heroin is gaining customers. Honest to God. The White House drug policy, big mavens, big mockers, they say the prices are down for heroin, the supplies are up, and you know what that means. If you're a druggie, everybody's going to heroin. Heroin is luring people away from crack cocaine. All right, there you go. And her dad has a very big job, but Chelsea Clinton didn't take off school to see him work today. A lot of these other White House types brought their kids in, especially their daughters. It's part of Take Your Daughters to Work Day. day. The White House says Chelsea is there every day. She's not impressed with Dad. I don't know. Maybe she'll go with Mom one day. Spring has come to Alaska. You know how we know? The ice has finally broken up on Sumfakakta River. 12 people who guessed exactly when it would happen are richer. As a matter of fact, they got $27,500 each. It's an annual lottery they do to see when the ice is going to break up and move down the river. Isn't that cool? It happened at 1:22 yesterday. Researchers are celebrating. They're dancing all around the Kazatsky because baboons had triplets. It's never happened before. They can't find a record of 3 or more live births among primates, not people. Now we're talking monkeys, baboons. All right, they called them Albert, Butch, and Charles, ABC. Albert, Butch, and Charles, these baboons. It's so cool. They were born in San Antonio. And finally, guess what happens in July? That big schlub, Tom Arnold, is getting married to a girl from college. She's a college student. She's a co-ed. They're getting married this July up in Michigan. 800 people are going to be invited of their closest friends and relations. So far, I haven't gotten my invitation. I'm waiting. I'm looking in the mail right as we speak. Traffic and weather coming up next. Real Radio 104.1. News time is 5:03.
Hey, if you're looking for the best Cuban food in Metro Orlando, you look no further than Don Pepe's and Pepitos. It's as simple as that. If you have not stopped, whether you've never had Cuban food or whether you really love it, if you have not stopped by Don Pepe's, I don't know what's keeping you. I love Cuban people and I love Cuban food, and it's got its own special taste. If you're the type of person who likes onions and you like garlic and you like food that just awakens your taste buds, you can't do any better. You can't do any better than Cuban food. Whether you go up to Don Pepe's for a simple Cuban sandwich, maybe a bowl of black beans and rice, or you want something more exotic, ropa vieja, arroz con pollo vaca frita, which is simply one of my favorites. Get some yucca with mojito sauce, some yellow rice, sweet plantains, top it off with flan. For dessert, it's a little demi-tasse, a little buche of strong Cuban coffee. It doesn't get any better than that. Don Pepe's in the Kmart Plaza off Forest City Road and State Road 436, or if you want quicker, faster drive-through service, but the same great Cuban food, then you need to stop by Pepitos on Lee Road right across from Angels. So when you're thinking of Cuban food, only 2 places to consider nowadays, Don Pepe's and Pepitos.
We don't do this.
Now another 10 flame-throwing hits in a row. Coming up, another 10 of your favorite soft hits.
10 conservative ideas. And we never play this. Because it makes you sick. This is what we do all week.
Howard Stern.
Thanks to your personality, I might never get another erection.
What kind of human being is against public broadcasting? You gotta be a psychopath.
Passionful. It's kind of an awkward situation if you think about it.
Awkward, but sounds like it also could be a very sexually exciting situation.
It doesn't get much better than this. Real Radio 104.1.
There's a difference between being in the community and being part of the community. At the Courtesy Auto Group and Saturn of Orlando, we're part of it. That's why we created Courtesy on Wheels, the big old camper with all kinds of neat displays. So look for us all this week at the Orlando International Fringe Festival, or this weekend at SeaWorld, ballooning with the Audubon Society. And if you need a ride to these events, stop by Saturn of Orlando. Lease the new Saturn SL, just $198 per month, only 36 months. $1,000 down, total payment $71.28. See this Saturday's Orlando Sentinel for details.
Come on, baby, let the good times roll. Roll all night long.
Real Radio 104.1. Fast traffic.
An accident on westbound Lake Underhill Road at the East-West Expressway overpass. I-4, everyone's favorite parking lot, is that way from the John Young Parkway to Lee and 436 southbound. It's creeping between Castleton and Aloma. Attention senior citizens, free health screening tours, financial planning seminars, and more for seniors on Wednesday, May 3rd at the Downtown Orlando Senior Day, 8:30 a.m. in Duncan Park at the Sunbank Center. Call 422-1535. I'm Justine Moody, Real Radio 104.1.
Oh, it's very warm in here. It's going to be mostly cloudy out there where you are. Too bad. It's going to have showers. You're going to have thunder showers. And tomorrow it's going to be exactly the same thing. Tomorrow it's going to be schmutzy, too. Partly cloudy showers. Yucko. Tomorrow it gets up to the lower 80s. Oh, that's where we are right now. It's 82 degrees in downtown Orlando. That's the news, the traffic, and the weather. Just call me Moira.
Real Radio 104.1.
5:08 on Real Radio 104.1. Hello to all of you just gotten out of the office. You're on your way home from work. Welcome to hour number 3, Thursday edition of the Phillips File. Talking about this, talking about that, talking about Connie Chung, and talking about Tom Brokaw. Big Cheese, and both of them, the Big Cheese in Oklahoma City, made asses out of themselves. We'll tell you about that later on. What else are we talking about? Bobby Brown. By now, you know the Bobby Brown story. The Bobby Brown, let's beat him up down outside Mannequins at Pleasure Island. They charged Bobby Brown with disorderly conduct. Bobby Brown has been charged with, I think, assault, aggravated assault. And the question really now is what will happen with Bobby Brown, that thug, that punk, who I believe is still in Orlando. Nothing like having one of your bodyguards, a cold cock a guy. He's unconscious before he hits the ground, then you jump on him. All three of you jump on him and beat him over the head with a bottle. So we'll see how that case winds its way through the local justice system. You know exactly what will happen. Of course, Bobby Brown is an entertainer of somewhat questionable character, married to Whitney Houston. He's been in trouble with the law before, apparently beat the crap out of somebody up in Atlanta. Now he's been charged with beating the crap out of somebody down on Disney property. And we'll see how it's handled. His lawyer's already contacted somebody. Money will change hands. The person who got beat up will probably be convinced financially not to press charges. But it's still up to the state attorney's office whether the person who was the victim chooses to press charges or not. It's now in the hands of the state attorney's office. I think we ought to send a message. And the message that we who live here in Orlando, Metro Orlando, and the Tri-County area, the message ought to be, we don't tolerate that kind of nonsense on the part of people who live here and visitors as well. If you think you can just stroll onto Disney property, stroll into Orlando and beat up somebody and get away with it, you got another thing coming. But we'll see what happens with Lawson Lamar, who's the state attorney of the Orange Osceola District. I think we ought to send a message. And the message to Bobby Brown ought to be, we're going to fine you, we're going to convict you, you're going to do about 3 to 6 months behind bars. And that's just the way it's going to be. And then you're going to issue an apology to the people of Central Florida. You punk. Thug. Is that the only way that you can beat up on people, have one of your bodyguards knock them unconscious first? 510 on Real Radio 104.1. A couple of lines are open if you want to jump on board. Be our guest. Love to hear from you. 647-1041. Long distance. It's a free phone call. 1-800-443-1041. Let's get to this. Let's see what he's up to. Now he's calling us on the main line. Now he's not even using our secret number so he can talk.
What are you talking about?
He calls us on that number whenever he can.
Oh, yeah. He's got like the secret contest number that he calls just to carry on a conversation with the Goyles, but now he wants to go mainstream.
976-REAL.
Really? Chris Castleman, how you doing today?
Hey, buddy.
Nah.
I tell you what, you're laying it heavy on them thick today, aren't you?
Huh?
I said you're laying it heavy on them thick today, aren't you?
Not as much as that tan in a can.
Hey, wow. Well, I'll tell you what, there hasn't been much sun around lately.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Hey, listen, that Border Cantina, that's a great place to eat.
No question about it.
My wife and I were there Saturday night, and it's one of the best I've eaten at.
And terrific. It's a terrific
You can take Moira and I anytime.
He's doing advertisements now. You shouldn't call up to do advertisements. I think he is the most handsome fellow on the whole TV. He's so handsome.
Cufflinks and all.
There's no question about it. He is a handsome
Why do you put on cufflinks 6 o'clock in the morning? That's no fun. That's just your look, huh? Is that it?
I'm glad Moira got her check.
The only thing is, he's so good looking, he puts everybody else to shame on Channel 2 in the morning.
Yeah, the rest of them.
Alan Edwards. Oh, yeah. You're taking a look at Chris Castleman, then you got to take a look at Alan Edwards. It looks like somebody took a bicycle pump and pumped them up to about 140 pounds.
That's not very nice.
It's true, though.
It's not very nice.
Oh, it's true. It's like the Mad Pumpkin, at Halloween staring you at the screen.
Oh, please.
I don't even think that was Chris Castleman.
He sounded like a nice fella, didn't
it wasn't even Chris Castleman.
He had that nice southern
accent. That wasn't
he sounded too masculine to be Castleman.
Stop it.
I beg your pardon.
I'm sorry, that wasn't
please.
Castleman.
You don't think so, huh? We know better.
Castleman can at least put 2 sentences together. That guy, the Border Cantina, it's a great place.
That he works there in the kitchen, maybe.
Good.
Maybe he's in that marimba band on Friday nights. Yeah, he's got to blend in with the other Hispanics. 646. Well, he's got that tan.
Stop it.
Yank these.
Not that line.
It's 5:13 on Real Radio.
Men can never admit there's another attractive man anywhere. They always say, yeah, but he has nose hair. Yeah, but he has this.
I'm not saying he's an unattractive man.
Every time we mention a handsome man, you say, no, he's a little feminine. No, he's a little this. His tan is not real. There's always something.
No, I'm not saying he's a handsome man, but I hear he's got boils on his back.
See, there is another one.
It's 5:13 on Real Radio 104.1. Not a lot, but,
strategically placed.
He's not, he's a pretty boy.
Yes, he is.
I mean, if I had to, if God said, look, no more women. Sorry, that's just the way it is. We're punching your ticket, and there's no more women, so you got to pick a man to hang around with. I'm not picking Chris Castleman. I'm picking Charles Lawton because he's so ugly I would never get in bed with him, and he's a great cook. It's 5:40. He's dead, too. 5:14 on Real Radio. Dave, go ahead.
Hey, this is Dave.
Yeah.
Wrong name. Anyway, I don't usually call you for, serious stuff.
Yeah.
But,
what's going on
I
today?
usually stick with my dog's turgid uvula and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But something happened to me yesterday.
What's that?
I want to get your opinion on it. I don't know if it's FOP or whatever it is. These people who call you up at the house.
Oh, yeah.
And they try to get you to donate money to them.
It's usually there's one that's like the Florida Highway Patrol Widows Fund.
Well, they were drivers and stuff, and what we need is people to help us, help the police to donate money, to get these drunk drivers off the road and special programs that they set up roadblocks or whatever, just donate to them. I told him, I said, well, I'm kind of strapped right now, but I could probably, donate around $5 or something like that to your cause. And he told me he was sorry he couldn't accept $5 because it was too low. and I'm thinking, well, you already make me feel bad enough, $5, and then you tell me you can't money. And then I'm thinking, well, why can't he take $5,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he's calling me to get money, and I'm giving him $5.
I don't respond to people who are asking for money over the telephone for crying out loud. I got who's up to somebody who's out on the street asking for it. You chew cash, give them some cash. You join the United Way. But, this garbage about people calling you on the telephone, you don't know who's on the other end. You got no idea who's on the other end.
The guy made me, he made me feel like, okay, well, he did his whole spiel, and I figured, well, okay, $5, I can give him $5. And he turns me down. I'm like, well, you called me,
Really?
I mean...
Well, what did he want?
Well, he was just wanting donations to help the
Well, I know, but how much was he trying to get out of you?
He says for the high and mighty, where they give you the bumper sticker, the sign in the back of your window saying "Don't pull me over."
Yeah, that's it. I support the local whatever, and a lot of people think it's you put that in the back window and the cops won't pull you over.
Yeah, well, there was
baloney. Tried that.
At 25, 35, and then 45, you get treatment, and then anything below that, they'll just send you a bumper sticker. And then I'm thinking, well, I don't really want to be the high and mighty. Just give me the $5 toward whatever. You can put it toward whatever you want. I seen a bumper sticker today. It said "Dare" on it.
Mm-hmm.
It says "Dare to keep soft donuts" or something like that. And it had a little funny saying below.
Oh, that'll really do you a lot of good in traffic. That'll do you a lot of good when they pull you over for speeding.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, I appreciate the call. 16 on Real Radio. That's all we ever do. Bob on a...
Mr. Jim.
Yes, sir.
Another good program as usual. Hey, I just heard your listener there, and it kind of tweaked my interest as I was driving home today. I got a golden rule that I always do with these either telemarketers or especially the people that want donations for like the fraternal order of this and that or whatever. I always tell them that I'm busy, but if they'll send it to me in the mail, I'll consider it. Guess what? I never get anything in the mail.
That's right.
These guys are the biggest scam. In 1995, if you're giving out like credit card numbers and all that sort of hullabaloo to all these telemarketing guys, you're just setting yourself up to get ripped off. I don't do any business by people that come knocking on my door or come calling on my telephone.
Exactly. I'll pick the charities I want to donate to. I mean, I don't even... Right. I know we were talking about it earlier today. Who got the call? Somebody got the call. Where did that come from? Somebody was talking about a solicitation today. Now, what was it about?
I got it today.
Yeah, Ms. B got one today.
And they call and they start off asking me, is, blankety blank blank blank, is this your number? And I'm like, well, who's calling? Yeah. And they said, hi, this is blankety blank blank, and you are the grand prize winner of your number was selected to win the grand prize of a 3-day, 2-night trip for nobody to nowhere, and and for the simple donation of $49.95. I'm like, I didn't win anything.
And of course, they're reading it right off a card,
Oh, yeah, she's reading all the...
Congratulations, you are the winner of a...
Let me tell you a personal story about that. My dad is a retired doctor back in Louisiana, and I just had to go home 3 weeks ago. He's got some mental problems. He's not doing real well, but he's basically spent all of his retirement on two things: lottery tickets and these sweepstakes things, just like Miss B was talking about, where they say you're guaranteed a part of $100,000 pie for $20. Well, guess what we found in his apartment? And
what?
Stuff? All these checks for like $1.50, all that stuff. It's the biggest ripoff, and what it really looks like you've won money. And all these retirees down here are spending their money. So just a word to anybody, if it's too good to be true, it is.
You got it. Thanks for the
Have a
call.
good one.
Appreciate it. Sure. I don't think that was Chris Castleman. Not this guy, but the guy before him.
I don't think so either.
No, that wasn't Chris Castleman.
We spoke with him
Well,
personally.
see,
How can we tell you it's really him? We know his voice.
He didn't respond.
Please.
He didn't respond to your question, to your statement about the cufflinks. None of that stuff. That wasn't him.
You don't think so, huh?
No.
He was nervous talking to you. To us, he's a regular fella, but to you, he got nervous, maybe.
That was not him. He's asleep now. He's getting ready for tomorrow morning's program.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I'm golfing with Claire Metz. I don't know what he's doing.
Stop it. I'm not the only one who thinks he's handsome. I got news for you. This one, she screams. She hears him on the phone.
I'm not saying he's a bad-looking fella. He's just too much. He's a pretty boy. He's not as...
That truly was him. We know. We know these things. We have the inside track.
You know...
It's a trick to keep people from lying.
A manly man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have Marty Stebbins.
I don't want Marty Stebbins.
You can have him.
Marty doesn't know how to cook. It's 5:19 on Real Radio. If I gotta be with a man, I want some guy who knows how to cook. Doesn't mind doing the laundry either.
Mr. Moira's taken. Sorry.
That wouldn't be a bad. I'll keep him in mind. 647-1041 is the telephone number to Al Phillips file. Thursday edition. Long distance 1-800-443-1041. Let's bring to your attention what happened, because a lot of you are saying, I got in the car and you started talking about Brokaw and Connie Chung, so what's the story there? First of all, Brokaw, get a load of this one. Nightly News, NBC Nightly News anchor Tom Brokaw created a stir in Oklahoma City, according to this press account, when he chewed out a hotel desk clerk. That's really showing who you are, huh? Boy, I got power. I can yell at a hotel desk clerk. Brokaw, checking into the Medallion Hotel the day after the blast, was told there were no rooms for him or his entourage, his crew, his aides, his assistants, all those people, makeup people, whomever. Space was tight at the 400-room hotel. It's located 4 blocks from the blast site. There were no rooms because they were given free. Get a load of this. Given free to victims, the family of victims, and given free to emergency workers. So Tom Brokaw, at least according to this press account, had one of those media tantrums. We've seen it before on the part of network people. We've seen it on the local level right here at this radio station. I mean, people just having a temper tantrum. Well, anyway, Brokaw got his room, and the hotel found ones elsewhere for his colleagues. Wouldn't it have been great if the hotel would just have said, well, yeah, Mr. Brokaw, you had a reservation. But guess what? You don't have one now. You know why? Because we've decided to take our 400 rooms and donate them free for a time to the families of victims and to emergency rescue personnel. We just think that's a little bit more important than reserving a room for you. You make a lot of money. Why don't you go rent yourself a condo? We'll put you down at Aunt Mary's boarding house. It's about a half mile away from here. It's really not too bad. $39.95 a night, and you get dinner. It's 522 on Real Radio 104.1. Andrew on a cell phone.
Yeah, hi, Jim.
Hiya.
That situation with the boiler room scams for the contest for old people happened to my mom's boyfriend's mother.
Oh, really? What happened?
And, she, these people get her number, and once they find out that she'll start giving money away to these contests, she writes check after check. Finally stopped her mail coming to her house and had it sent to his house. They had over 3 shopping bags full of letters for contests.
You're kidding me.
Stuffed to the brim, just contests, and she ended up spending about $30,000.
See, that's the kind. See, we don't do a very good job when we catch up with these people with punishing people like that. There's nothing worse than, a white collar criminal or somebody who takes advantage of the of the infirmed or the elderly, because they just, they revert back to their naive days. They just can't think as well as they used to.
She was doing it because she wanted to win. She was doing it because she wanted to win money for her son. And I mean, it was just awful. There were these shopping bags were stuffed to the brim with envelopes.
I can't believe that there are actually people out there who take advantage of the elderly. I mean, how can you live with yourself? How could you get up in the morning and look yourself in the mirror?
There's a lot of them out there.
It's too bad.
On another subject, I want everyone to come to see Weird Romance at the Fringe.
Okay.
I'm in it. My wife's in it. It's a great play.
All right, we'll do it. When's the next show?
Purple Venue, tonight at 8:40, tomorrow night at 5:50, and Saturday night, the big midnight show at 11:30.
What's it all about? Give us a little...
real quickly, a doctor works with holographic images, and a holographic image comes to life in his chamber, and it's his wife from a former life who comes back to help him...
I'm enthralled.
...become better, have a better relationship with his wife in the present. And it's a musical written by... The music was written by the guy who wrote Beauty and the Beast, and...
wow. Okay, well, I can't make it. I'm sending Drew.
Yeah, well,
wait a minute.
It'll be up to Drew.
Okay, you got it. I got to move on. 524 on Real Radio. I got to wash my hairs tonight. Suffering from back pain? If so, let me tell you about a revolutionary new therapy. It's known as VAX-D. Stands for vertebral axial decompression. It's a non-surgical method of decompressing your lumbar spine. The only place in Central Florida where you can receive VAX-D therapy is at the American Back Center. It is the non-surgical means to repair herniated and degenerated discs. It's covered by most insurance plans. It's been approved by the FDA.